trip to the Santa Monica's Farmers Market is more of an adventure than an errand. Locals and top chefs like Josiah Citrin come here on a regular basis to buy the finest seasonal organic produce. Today, Josiah's restaurant, Mélisse, has the amazing award of 2 Michelin stars. So close to Hollywood, that's like winning an Oscar. Later on, I'm going to be cooking with Josiah in his beautiful kitchen, and we'll be making an authentic French meal, beginning with Josiah's version of French onion soup. It's a creamy recipe finished off with his signature twist, crab cakes. For the main course, Liberty duck breast à l'orange served with a colorful blood-orange introduction and tender baby turnips. Desserts on me. Warm crispy beignets served alongside a spiced chocolate sauce over a delicious cream gelato. So join me, Ashley James, as we start our day visiting this beautiful market. I'm Chef Ashley James. When I'm not catering to the demands of stars in LA, I'm touring the world cooking with culinary geniuses. Take your gourmet passport and learn how to cook like a master chef and eat like a celebrity. Whether you come to the Santa Monica's Farmers Market on a weekend or midweek, you're in for a treat. This place is alive and abundant with seasonal fresh produce. Chef Josiah Citrin is a regular here, personally selecting the best the market has to offer to build his award-winning menu.
I've been coming here for 20 years, every weekend. Since I was even before the chef, I was coming here with my mom.
Organic oranges, free samples.
It's so beautiful.
It's a great market. There's onions over here. Let's go see the onions. This onion here is a sweet Spanish onion.
So that's interesting because we say Spanish onion a lot in England, but that's the first time I've heard Spanish onion here in the US.
Grow at the latitude that you're at.
We always talk about terroir when we talk about wine. Same when it comes to onions.
So always something new, always something to learn, and that's inspirational.
So what are we going to buy next?
Wow, look at those blood oranges. Those look beautiful. Wow. These are great. Look at that beautiful color. Let's give it a taste. That's so nice.
So good,
complex, huh?
Yeah. So what's next, Chef?
Let's do it.
First up, onion soup à la Josiah, traditionally made with beef stock. Josiah substitutes chicken stock thickened with some potato. The toasted croutons are replaced with a crispy crab cake, topped with more crab that's been flavored with chives and Meyer lemon. And finally, instead of topping the soup with melted Gruyere, Josiah purees Parmesan Reggiano into the soup before serving. Garnished with a sprig of chervil, it's a wonderfully modern version of a French classic.
So what we're going to start off with is,
Okay.
we're going to start off on the fire. We're going to put a little bit of oil,
Okay.
a little bit of butter, and then we're going to add our onions. We don't want to heat the pan too much or it'll start to brown. I really want to keep the onion white and beautiful and sweet. I want the soup to be a really white soup. And I always like to add a little pinch of salt in the beginning.
That extracts the juices.
And I think to have a dish well seasoned, you have to season all through the cooking.
I agree.
So we're going to sweat this down, and we're going to add a little bit of sugar. I've been sweating it down for a few minutes. Now I want to put the stock in, the chicken stock. I like to use chicken stock in it. Then I'm going to put the potatoes in here. They're going to use a little bit of the thickening agency. This way I don't have to use as much cream and reduce it down and cook it so long.
And that's so important. People want to eat healthy.
They want to eat healthy.
People want to eat good, but it's good to eat healthy.
And then we're going to bring this to a boil.
Okay.
And we're going to let this cook for about 15, 20 minutes.
Until the potatoes are soft.
And soft and ready to blend nicely. Okay, when this is going, I think maybe you should get working on the crab cake.
Are you going to trust me, Chef, with your crab cake?
I think you'll do a great job. Oh, yes.
I hope you're going to take a good look
All
at what
right.
I'm doing.
I'll be watching over your shoulder, though.
So, for this amazing crab cake that Josiah makes, we have this jumbo lump crab, some baked, smashed potato. Baking keeps all the flavor in the potato, and it also means that the potato is dry, so the crab cake's not too wet. I'm going to put in some of the egg. I'm going to put in the cream, fresh parsley, fresh chives. I love those herbs. We're going to put a little bit of salt, some fresh ground white pepper, and I'm going to put half of this crab meat. I'm going to mix all this together so it becomes pretty smooth. I'm actually mashing the crab cake, and because we want to keep the texture of the crab in the dish, once this is well mixed, I'm going to fold in the remaining crab meat gently. What else, Josiah? I think we need a squeeze of lemon in this, yeah?
Yeah, squeeze of lemon in there.
Squeeze of lemon.
Beautiful, looks good.
Wow, this looks good. Look at that beautiful crab.
Oh, look at that.
So a little flour on the table. We're going to flour the mold so the crab doesn't stick. And of course my hands, you know. We don't want too much crab cake stuck to my hands. we're gonna gently put this delicious crab cake mixture in the mold, and we're gonna tap it down with this ingenious tool that Josiah has let me use. So we're gonna gently prise off the mold, like so. Look what a beautiful shape that is, okay? And then we're going to lightly coat it in the flour here. The first step of pane à l'anglaise. We're going to put it in the beaten egg, like so. Be very gentle because it's quite fragile. And then we're going to dip it into the panko. Panko is actually a special form of breadcrumb which comes from Japan. It's very easy to find here in the United States. And I think that's so interesting, you know, the mixture of cultures. We've got a French-style soup, an American-style crab cake, and we're coating that crab cake with a Japanese breadcrumb. So, Josiah, how does my crab cake look?
This crab cake looks excellent. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
It's good? Okay, thank you so much.
Parfait.
Very kind, chef.
Now, before we get this roasting off, I want to finish up the soup.
Okay.
And we'll finish it off for 5 minutes, and we'll cook off the crab cake.
Great.
Okay. All right, so now you can see the soup's beautiful aroma. Smell that. Oh, it's great, right?
Wow,
nice.
That's good.
I mean, sweet. Yeah, sweet. Okay, then we'll just add a little cream to it. Okay, and then we're gonna put that back on the fire.
Okay.
And we're gonna bring it to a boil, and then it cook for about 5 minutes. But we don't want to cook it too much. I don't want it too heavy. I want it really vibrant and light. You know,
that's good.
It's a 20-minute soup. It's a 25-minute soup that takes to really cook it.
Soup at home is so easy to make.
And everybody likes it.
I love soup.
So why don't we get
crab
this
cake
cooking?
I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan, and then I'm going to put the crab cake in, and we're going to cook it for approximately 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on either side until it gets nice and golden brown. What else do we have for the soup then? I believe you have a crab salad.
Yeah,
right?
I have a crab salad. So this is something I really like to do. I like to take ingredients, have them cooked and raw in all different forms.
Different textures and different styles on the same
Exactly.
plate.
In the salad, we put some chopped chives, a little bit of lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and we have in here chopped Meyer lemon. But if you can't find Meyer lemons, you know, you could just grate some lemon zest
Regular
inside.
lemon zest.
Delicious.
You know what I love about this recipe so far? All the flavors, they're just so clean.
Exactly.
It's uncomplicated.
And I think that's kind of where my French part mixes in and makes it so great.
So I think it's time to take it out of the pan.
I think it's time to take out that crab cake.
It's been just 2 to 3 minutes on each side, so look how beautiful and golden brown that is.
So I'm gonna put a little more salt in here and a little fresh pepper. You need to be careful when you use the salt in here because we're gonna put Parmesan cheese in this soup.
Absolutely.
And that's gonna have a little saltiness to it.
That's a big problem so many cooks make, don't they? Cheese.
Yeah, you don't take the salt into consideration.
How many times have I tried a risotto and it's too salty?
So we're gonna put this in a blender. That's another important thing when you're putting it in a soup. You need to be careful, cover it, and then you just wanna on and off until it goes, and then let it go. And we're gonna add the cheese to it. We don't wanna cook the cheese. We wanna have a beautiful, you know, just fresh, natural flavor. And this is Reggiano, you know.
That's good stuff.
So now we're gonna turn this off. It should be blended really nice. So now we're gonna start to plate the dish. We're gonna put just a little bit of the crab salad on the bottom, just to hold the crab cake, please. Yeah?
Crab cake like so.
Beautiful. Then we're gonna take this, we're gonna just put a little bit of the crab salad on top.
A little bit of chervil.
A little chervil on top. A little bit of that anise flavor it brings.
Yeah.
At this point, you can either pour the soup in now, but if you really want to impress and you're going all out, what you would do is you take the soup to the table like this, and then you do a table side, and you put this in a nice silver teapot, and bring it to the table and you pour it.
And that's so funny, you know, talking about cuisine culture. In this beautiful soup, a French base with Japanese breadcrumbs, crab cake, lemon, simple ingredients, clean. I love it.
For the main course, duck à l'orange, the famous canard à l'orange. Josiah uses a pan-seared duck breast and those blood oranges from the farmer's market. The oranges flavor the duck in 2 ways. First the juice, mixed with some caramel, vinegar and chicken stock, then reduced into a delicious sauce. And then some intensely flavorful orange zest, which has been blanched and cooked in an orange syrup. Josiah serves the duck with turnips 3 ways: cooked whole turnips, slices of raw turnip, and wilted turnip greens. Finally, a few olive wedges add the perfect finishing touch.
Duck à l'orange is probably one of the most popular French dishes in the United States. And this amazing combination of flavors that actually originated in the Middle East. Can you believe that so many thousands of years ago? You have something that's sweet, something with acidity, and something which is pretty fatty.
Just like here, we have pork chops and applesauce.
And you know, even an Asian sweet and sour.
So what we have here is we have a duck that's been scored. So you just take the knife along it and score it into X's. It's all trimmed. And this helps render the fat down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know duck's really fatty, but we're just gonna put a little oil in the pan.
Okay, so it doesn't stick.
A non-flavored grapeseed or canola oil.
Yeah.
don't want to burn the skin. You want to have a beautiful colored skin. All right, so we're gonna put that down.
That pan's nice and hot,
We're gonna season this with a little bit of sea salt. I like to use sea salt in my cooking. All right, so while that's going, I think we gotta get going on the sauce.
Okay, so the sauce.
But first, these are the blood oranges. So I just want to show what a blood orange looks like. See, it's beautiful red inside, and it's in season right now.
Beautiful. It's really
You know, it has a little sour and sweet to it,
Yeah.
so then it really helps with the duck.
Wow, that's good. Really good.
Nice, huh?
Okay, well, enough of the eating, and now it's time to get on with the sauce. So for Josiah's famous blood orange sauce, here in the pan, we have some sugar and just a touch of water. And with that sugar and water, we're going to make a very light caramel. We're gonna add 3 peppercorns and a little bit of good quality red wine vinegar. This is a very classical preparation. It's called une gastrique.
It kind of creates the base for most sweet and sour sauces.
That's right. Okay.
Agre-doux, as they say.
Agre-doux.
Agre-doux.
Voilà. So there we have our caramel. It's a very light golden brown color. We're going to deglaze with this vinegar. And be careful, guys, because it can take your breath away. So don't stand too close. We're going to reduce that vinegar down because we want to get rid of that sharp acidity. Now, once that has reduced, we're going to add the blood orange. I mean, just look at that beautiful color. That beautiful red. That's California. That's the Mediterranean as well.
Yeah, because blood oranges, I think, originated in Sicily.
That's right. We're talking of multicultural experiences. We had the crab cake with the French onion soup, and now we have a Sicilian orange that came to the United States.
Exactly.
Okay, so there our vinegar has reduced down nicely. We're going to add in the blood orange juice. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that reduce by half.
So it gets a little syrupy. Okay, so if you're rendering the fat on the duck, you just want to take the grease out of the pan. This helps to get more crispy. And now it's nicely rendered out. I'm going to pop it in the oven for about 5 minutes. Right here I have the orange zest. So you want to peel the orange like this and kind of leave some of the pith on it. And then you want to put this in boiling water 3 times.
So basically we're blanching them, and we're doing that to take all the bitterness out of the skin.
And then we're going to put it with orange juice, sugar, bring that to boil, add this in and slowly cook it for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you could do this the day before would be the best suggestion. So then we have the turnips here. We're going to trim off the stem, and then we're going to take off the leaves. So we're going to use these leaves instead of throwing them out like so often as happens. So to clean the turnip, you just kind of want to peel it.
Keeping that natural form.
Like, you know, making the great cuisine is so much about finding the best product and then not doing anything to damage it. So then we're going to cut this turnip like this. So it sits, and we're going to put it in a pan with a little bit of chicken stock. Just going to cover it. We're going to put some butter in it, a little bit of sugar. We're also going to put a pinch of salt in there, and then we're going to put a cartouche.
The famous cartouche. Very simple, just a piece of paper, you fold it into 4, and you fold it again, you fold it again. You like to sort of have a long triangle. You measure into the middle, like so, and we rip it. I mean, you can actually do it with a pair of scissors if you prefer. And then in the middle here, you need to make a little hole so the steam can disappear. And how's that, Chef, for a homemade cartouche?
That's beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to pop them on the stove. We're going to bring it to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer. Okay. And then we're going to let it come down nice and slow until it's perfectly cooked through and nicely glazed. So while this is cooking down, we're going to check out our duck. Look at that.
Wow, that smells good.
So the duck here is medium rare, beautifully cooked, nice and golden brown and crispy, all the fat's rendered out of it.
Beautiful,
Okay,
beautiful.
so it's really great. And then we're going to put it over here to rest.
That's so important to rest in.
Yeah, when you cook it, you dry out all the juice around it. And this lets it rest back in the area you dried out. So it gets nice and moist and even colored all the way through.
And that is such an important tip. You should always rest anything. You know, you're doing a roast chicken, a prime rib, let it rest. It makes such a huge difference.
Exactly.
My orange juice has reduced. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that intense red color.
Yeah, look at that color, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Look at that syrupy.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to deglaze our sauce with some chicken stock. We have to let this reduce until it becomes syrupy. So what we have the acidity of the vinegar, we have the acidity of the citrus fruit, we have the sweetness of the orange, we have the sweetness of the sugar. Rounding all those flavors, we're adding a little bit of chicken stock. It's adding an elegant poultry flavor.
And it's giving a little bit of depth. We'll check on our turnips here, which are beautiful. See, it's almost all the way cooked down now. And the reason you want to keep them all standing up, though, is so this part stays nice and green.
That's right, yeah. That's
okay, beautiful. Give it a little baste.
Shall we just baste them a little bit?
Give them a little baste on them, nice and shiny.
Great.
We're almost ready to finish this dish off. Let that reduce down a little bit. But here we have our orange zest that we talked about earlier, cooked down in sugar and orange juice to, again, heighten the flavor of it.
Okay.
We're going to cut these into strips. Now we have the orange in 2 ways. We have the reduction, and then here we have the strips, the confit zest. I like to always have things more than one way.
That's
a braised piece of meat, a roasted piece of meat, a glazed turnip, a raw turnip, reduced orange juice, orange zest. It's really fun. And I really enjoy putting that in my cooking.
That's very creative.
And I think it's really great for the guests. And I mean, to me, I couldn't see doing it any other way.
I think it's great. I think it's straightforward. You know what you're eating.
Exactly. So here we have some turnips we're just going to shave in these Michelin olives. They're like green oval-shaped olives.
Yeah.
Really great flavor. Not too salty.
And that's a very clever combination.
Oh, the turnip.
Another very classical French dish is canon aux olives. So you're playing with the two classics.
Now we want to shave these in nicely. We want to keep them looking like a turnip.
Yeah.
Like that. See, it's great. You know, nice turnip. Then we're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over this. And for this, we're going to season this one with a little bit of fleur de sel, the flour of the salt.
Okay.
Which is taken, you know, from in Normandy, France.
And that's where I believe some of your ancestors are
yes,
from.
Normandy. My grandma's from Rouen. She really influenced me a lot on the weekends, cooking and hanging out at her house. She always make gigot d'agneau.
Oh, that gigot with garlic.
Or she make, you know, duck confit. And then also my mother was a caterer, and she in the 70s, and she did all kinds of worldly cuisine. She had a school called Southern California School of Fine Cuisine.
This is why this guy is such a great chef. You know, I think cooking starts from when you're young. It starts from home. It all starts at home, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
Grandmother, family. Okay, and I have a skillet here for you.
That's,
Is that
that's for the turnip greens.
Okay.
So maybe you want to wilt down the turnip greens for me with a little bit of
Just a little
butter.
olive oil?
A little butter, I think is good in there.
Good, I like
little
that.
butter.
Let's keep it French, a bit of butter. And then we're gonna wilt the greens.
I think it's important whenever you season greens,
From a height.
from height and a little bit in the very beginning. When you cook any kind of green, a little salt and the pepper from the height. This way it gets well dispersed, and you always do it in the beginning, that way you don't over salt it.
Is that wilted enough for you?
Exactly, it's beautiful. So we can put some on
Put it on here.
Nicely done.
We'll do that just so it doesn't cook
And then we have the
anymore.
sauce is finishing up. I think I'm gonna swirl some butter in there.
Monté au beurre, the classic French method, it rounds off all those corners. It makes it sort of velvety and smooth.
The sauce is beautiful, so let's plate the duck. Well, I'm gonna put these turnip greens right in the center. Duck, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna do about 5 slices. You see that? Now how beautiful it is? It's not, the juice isn't running out because we let it rest nicely.
Absolutely.
So then I'm gonna take this duck, I'm gonna use, this is a base. Put a little pepper on that, a little fleur de sel.
That salt as well at the end, that gives a nice crunch, doesn't it?
Season the duck slices, and then we'll pop this over.
I think it's very important to show the skin side. And then you're gonna fan those slices down.
Like this, it's beautifully done. We have our turnips, we'll pop one here, one there. Kind of throw the raw turnips kind of around the plate, nice.
Okay.
And the zest kind of go around. Do a little nice little Michelin olives around.
Great.
Then if you like, just up to you, just kind of drizzle the sauce a
okay.
little bit on the
Just
plate,
with the
and then it'll
sauce
be
on
done.
it?
Beautiful.
A little bit more?
I just got to put that finishing touch,
The
you know.
French love good sauce.
The chef always has to put that.
The extra sauce.
Oh, and there's our beautiful dish.
Today, the dessert's on me. My favorite recipe for French beignet, perfumed with some orange and lemon zest, and rolled in cinnamon sugar. They're served with a side of creamy gelato, topped with a spiced warm chocolate sauce. Don't think about the calories.
To make this recipe, we need to make a very basic French preparation, pâte à choux, or a choux pastry. Here we have a pan with some boiling water. To that boiling water, if you could do this, Josiah, for me, we need to add some butter. And here we have a grated rind of 1 orange and a grated rind of 1 lemon. This is something extra. That just helps us give it a little extra perfume. And once it's boiling, we're gonna add the flour. Once you add the flour, you need to stir it vigorously. You need to cook it out well, because the more moisture you get out of this, the more eggs you're gonna be able to put into your roux. And it's the eggs which make it light and fluffy.
This is where you want to take it from one side and kind of pull it back like
That's
this.
great.
Really try it out. And this you want to do on a lower heat.
So, Josiah, would you like to finish off the pâte à choux?
Yes, I'll do that.
Can you do that for me?
Do that for you. So you want to put the eggs in one by one, slowly incorporate it in. Otherwise, it won't come out as light. A good hint is when you add the eggs in, slow down the mixer a little bit so it doesn't splash everywhere on you.
For the chocolate sauce, here we have some 72% bitter chocolate.
You know, I'm really impressed with the way, you know, just being in America so short a time, and you're already using the San Francisco chocolate.
I don't know whether you knew, but it's made in San Francisco, but the owner of this chocolate company is actually a French guy. So, in this pan, we have a sugar syrup.
This doesn't smell too British to me. It
Doesn't smell too British, no.
A lot of flavor, a lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor. You can tell that I've been around, you know. And in the sugar syrup, we have some orange zest, some lemon zest, some star anise, some clove, some allspice, and some cinnamon. That has been infusing in there for 30 minutes. So, to me, that looks pretty good.
Looks good, nice and dry.
Phil, I'm going to take that from you, Josiah.
Take this.
Now, here we have this roux. That roux is beautifully cooked. It's nice and dry. Great job, chef, thanks.
Thank you.
We're going to put it into the mixer here, and we are going to switch the mixer on slow speed, and we need to let it cool down. We need to let it cool down, because if I put these eggs in now, the eggs are going to cook, and we don't want that to happen. The eggs need to cook once it goes into the fryer. In the meantime, Josiah, could you finish the sauce off for me, please?
Yes, I would love to do that.
So what you need to do is strain this beautiful aromatic syrup into the chocolate and stir it well. And in the meantime, I am going to pipe the beignet. We have the mixture here cooling down. I have a mixture which I made earlier. Put in a piping bag. And here I have about a 5-inch piece of wax paper, which is lightly buttered. So I am just going to pipe out in a spiral shape. And then I'm going to place that in the fryer. Dough side down. I know this, you're thinking, that looks like a churros. But it's not a Mexican-style churros. It's actually more of a Spanish-style churros. Again, blending cultures. We're calling it a French beignet, but I have piped that out very much like a churros.
It's funny you say that, because I grew up on the other side of the world from you, and I grew up eating, churros from Mexico.
Yeah.
The long, straight ones and the cinnamon sugar. So, two sides of the world
That's
and
it.
we're doing the same thing.
Guys, the great thing in the kitchen, we can be from England, from France, from the United States, from Asia, but we all speak the same language, and that language is passion, Back in the fryer, what happens is the paper just slides off. So we get rid of the paper with some tongs, and then we turn over the beignet. Look how good that looks, nice and golden brown. So we're going to leave it there for a couple more minutes.
Sauce is looking nice here.
Is it good? So,
let me give this a little taste.
So the only thing we're missing for this sauce is a touch of cream.
Okay.
A little bit like putting the butter in a lot of your sauces at the end. That cream is just going to... How does that taste?
That tastes really good. The spices is a really nice touch. I mean,
Subtle.
It's subtle, but it's there. So the cream really is going to make it just finish it off. It's just going to be beautiful.
Look at those. Look how beautiful they look. So I'm just going to let them drain very quickly. Then I'm going to gently take them out of the fryer and put them on this bed of cinnamon sugar. It's just regular sugar mixed with a little bit of ground cinnamon. And that's pretty much it. We're almost done.
Dude, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry too.
Market, cooking, and now it's time to eat.
That's it. Here we have a beautiful homemade cream gelato, out in French, crème glacée. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop some ice cream into this glass, squish it down in the glass like that.
Beautiful.
And then, would you like to put some chocolate sauce on top of that for me?
I love that.
Just flood it up all the way with chocolate
All the way
sauce.
up.
All the way
nice,
up.
Nice.
Look how
Beautiful.
delicious that looks. So there we'll put the chocolate sauce with the ice cream, a little bit of cinnamon stick on top.
Yeah, nice.
A little bit of cinnamon here on the plate. And look at these delicious beignets.
So light and beautiful.
So there we have it, to finish off this great day. I mean, we've had fun, I think.
Today's been a great day. Now we get to eat it. That's the best part. That's the best part of the day.
You know what?
Glass of
Besides
wine.
a glass of wine. You
Sounds
said
good
it.
to me.
You said it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Chef.
Cheers. Cheers. Well, Josiah, thank you so much for inviting me in your beautiful kitchen here in Santa Monica. I've had so much fun.
Yeah, it's been a really great pleasure working with you today. I've had a good time getting to know you, and it's been really fun.
I'm Ashley James. Thank you for joining Josiah Citrin and me for this great day we've had in the kitchen. And I really hope that you're going to try some of these great recipes at home. And I hope to see you next time for another exciting adventure on Cuisine Culture.
Let's eat.
It's good, huh?
Nice, huh?
Really good. Great. Yeah. For recipes, tips, and information about today's program, visit us online at www.cuisineculture.tv.